Welcome back to Desynced. My name is Nilaus and this is the fourth episode of this Let's Try. Now, I have been streaming a bit and testing a lot of things, and what I want to do today in this episode is to really dive a bit deeper into how to build supply chains, like building processes that feed into each other without having this mess of little drones that just shuffle around, because this is obviously not scalable. We did a little bit last time, and on sort of closer inspection, it didn't scale, it didn't really work, and there was sort of some quirks to it that I want to hash out this time. So this means we are going to be diving deep into this. We are not going to look at these exciting things like virus research and blight research, or even the advanced ones here. We're not going to look at that yet, but we'll definitely look at it. I feel that what we want to do and what we need to do is we will be looking at sort of understanding the game before sort of progressing in the game. And I have all the time in the world because I still have access to the closed alpha. So thank you very much to the beautiful, lovely developers to give me some access to this and retain the access and not making any constraints in terms of what I can show and what I cannot show. So if you want to see all the other cool things, or at least some of them in a pre-release state, that's very important to say, then hang around, stick around, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff that you've already been doing. I love the support here for this series. Now, that was enough of an intro. Let's dive in. I have a number of small programs, and we're going to dive deep into the programs as well. So let's start with one of these questions here. Now, let's look at the way that this one is made. What I do here is that I have out here a location. This is in the logistics network, and it just feeds in here. That means this is now, all this is available to the network, and one of these random ones, if they feel they are needing some more of whichever thing, metal ore, then eventually one of these will go as such, go over there, pick up and move it back here. Now that's super, of course, super inefficient because it now has to go into this one, and this is probably running out while this one is also running out and will stop working very shortly. This has now stopped working, so we need something better. In the last episode we saw that these special little things, these ones here, portable transporter, that is basically an inserter that can insert into nearby locations. So what we can do is we can do the very simple one. I'm just gonna go up here and show the very simple one that we have built at this location. Here and here we have a miner. This is a 2S, two small sockets, and we put a miner in each. They're mining here. We set the home register there, and as soon as we do that, because we have a portable transporter, they will start mining this, and anything that gets mined will be shoveled into the next one, and this one will then be available in the network. This one can be taken out of the network because it is the way it works is that even if they are not in the network, if they have a home, then that will be serviced not just by the transporter, but also by drones. So you can say that home register overrides whether they're in or out of the logistics network. That's very important to keep that in mind. That means we have, I wonder what that one's for. Well, we'll talk about deleter. We have built a specific one. This is a, what's it called? It's a cup here, and that is just dedicated to deletion. There we go. And then we of course have our collector unit. We have built a big location here, and we might even do here. And what I've done in this one, just to illustrate it, I am simply making just a chain. I don't know a better way of doing this at the current moment, so this is what I do. I am just simply shoveling these into here. That means they will be available, and for pickup, oops, here, they'll be available there, and they'll be available there. So now all of this is just stuff that I've deconstructed and is as part of my tests and trials and tribulations, and then we can have it come in here. So yeah, did you actually go to pick up this? Yes, you have picked up the materials. Right, so let's start working on something. The very first thing we want to work on is, well, what if we build a storage block and say, hey, storage block, you want to build stuff in here. How do I want? Yeah, we're probably going to end up deleting it a few times. Now I've also enforced this network here, and I don't know if this is something you want, but I could Let's see, information here. I can make it purple and then go 100. Then there becomes purple light. It doesn't really change how much light there is, but it works. Now, if we have this storage block, we need to feed this into a new location. That would be, for example, if we want to make a 2S there. You go in here. This 2S is going to have 2 fabricators, and I might as well build another one here, another 2S. There we go. That will be another 2 fabricators. And here's another cool thing. You can Control Shift right click. That's basically the Q button. That will copy this instance with all of its sort of logic, programs, registers, sockets, all that stuff will be copied. So you can easily, when you have something like this, then you can say, if I want to expand my network, for example, then I can just Control Shift right click, and then I have it in hand, and then I stamp it down there, and then it will get all these things inbound already by default. That's pretty cool. And these 2 can then be requesting some fabricators. Let's take 2 of those fabricators, and here as well, 2 fabricators. There. And it'll also be getting a, what is it called? One of those shoveling things. And I'm going to request that. There, a transporter. Did that get in here? Yep. These go up. There. This will be our first little build. This will be focused on metal plates. And that one is empty. Right, so let's see what we're going to build here. You got that. And I'm also going to get another one of these transporters in here. And I'm going to get another transporter in here. We should have plenty of those in storage that we can use. Right, so here is... I want to just get those in so that we are ready. Right, so here comes the first question, comment, concern on how we want to build things. Because the first question is it going to be inside the network or not? Because if this one is inside the network, then it can get stuff from everywhere else. That's nice. And it can get the stuff from other places in a couple of different ways. We can make a dedicated transporter. I have one of those here. This dashboard is a dedicated transporter, haul metal ore. It goes into the program. It goes to a pickup location in here, picks up 120 items, goes to the drop-off locations, check if there's free space for another 120. That means basically is the inventory empty. If it is, then go back and pick up more. Let me just check that these ones are just, yeah, it's really difficult to, oh, there we go. That's how it is. Yeah. So if there is free space, go back and pick up. If not, wait 10 seconds or 10 time units, whatever that is. It's a little bit, I think one time unit is like 3 seconds. No, 3 time units per second. So it's a bit weird. And then try to drop off again. See if we're empty. Wait. Drop off again. So on and so forth until it is empty, and then it goes. So that is a very neat little program that we can use. All we need to do is set the pickup location and the delivery location. So that's one way of getting stuff in here. The other one is to do a request. And here's the thing, no matter what I do, if I make it into infinite, then it will request infinite amount. It won't actually, it'll actually set 20 spaces because that's the maximum storage. And this is the part where it's really important. It doesn't work like in Factorio. In Factorio, you would actually have, it be sort of trying to maintain this. But in this case, it's not trying to maintain it. It is simply getting it, requesting that 20, and then once the 20 is delivered, it'll be 0, which means we have another problem. How do we make sure that we retain this? And then I can now set home register from here, and then it will shovel it over to this location. Then I can hold shift and lock these 2 in, because I always want to make sure there's one for metal ore and one for metal bars. Then I can set this out here, which means they export eventually. Oh, you need to go in here. Shovel these 2 around, and then I'm going to be locking these in. And then if I, and this is important, if I now do the home register, it will try to send everything over here. And that's not what I want. So I want to make sure that it can only be the metal bars, because that's what I need. So I will do a home register and send it over here. Lovely, we have a supply chain. It runs all the way through. And then I can disable the logistic network on the intermediates because I don't actually want anything to come in or picking up and delivering stuff to these locations. I want the only thing coming in here. And here we have a problem, right? Because I'm not requesting anything. You can see I requested infinite amount, but as soon as the first 20 were delivered, it just reset. So we have another problem. Oh, Blightstorm Miniment. Damn. Shouldn't do much. So what we need to figure out is that we actually need to have a logic that says request more, wait a bit. Request more, wait a bit. Request more, wait a bit. And that sounds like it's a little program. Now, if we build a program here, we only have one internal, so we need something that has both a portable transporter and a behavior controller. And that means we can't use the storage unit for this part. We're going to have to find another unit that we can use. So let's get our deleter up here. Oh no, the deleter is unable to move because of the Blightstorm. Blightstorm should be done now, right? Are you done? Yes, Blightstorm is done. Here comes the deleter. And done. Then we're going to bring our... okay, you're really far away. This is the scout we designed last time that was supposed to be sort of cleaning up stuff, and I made an improvement here. So what we did last time, I know I'm jumping around through programs. You are very welcome to just pause and just look a bit more detailed. So this program was check the radar. If there's anything on the ground, set it as a parameter. Check if there's free space for the item. If yes, then go pick it up. If not, then move the unit back to the home location and drop off items at the home location. Rinse and repeat. Now what I've done is, if there is nothing in the radar, then do a scout command. The scout command is just basically move a little bit in a pattern around your base. And that means when it gets stuck, it'll just go out and get some more stuff. Hold on, you are... you're actually coming into the wrong part here. It's still on a pickup mode, and I don't really want that. I want you to go drop that off here. Once these are dropped off, then it will go. It has just decided that it wants to go up there. All right, anyway, so this will be picked up eventually, I guess. All right, back to this issue at hand. We will need to have something that has more internal storage than one, and has as much storage as possible, and has 2 sockets. So this S1 is actually just fine. I'm going to place it here. Once this is done, we will be putting both the programmable in, and we'll be putting the transporter in. We now have the 2 components in here. They go into this one and to that one. That means we now can make a behavior controller that continuously requests things in here, even if it's not part of the network. And we have a portable transporter that will guarantee that it gets pushed to the next location. So let's make a behavior here. What do we want? The program will be request item here. It'll request 80 of these because that is 20 in each location, and here. Then I will be having a wait signal. That should be a flow. Wait is a flow. Wait ticks there. I'm just gonna wait 10 ticks. There we go. And then I think that's we can call it request metal. Whoops. Metal ore. There we go. Request it, and let's start it and see how it works. So it requests here. Unfortunately, it only requests 1. But come on, once you're waiting, it's waiting for 10 ticks, and okay, so it's only requesting 1, and then only when it gets in here will it request the next one. Oh, you need to get started again. That one picking stuff up on the ground. Go. It's coming up in picking up items. All right, are we getting stuff in here? Yes, we are. Now I'm going to be locking this one in place there. What we are then seeing is that here, as soon as this one is in, then the next one gets requested as well. So it might be a little bit tricky to make sure that they get in here fast enough. Maybe we'll have to sort of get this down to maybe just 3. That should be once every second it requests. There we go. And then they'll request the next one. The only thing we're missing is set the Home Depot to the next. So they'll start shoveling stuff in here, which will start the process of creating metal bars, which will start the process of transforming the metal bars in here and getting the metal plates into that location. And now none of these are part of the logistics network, and yet they are still requesting things. I like that. Now let's just make things a little more awesome here. We're gonna see if I can find one of these coding components that I know I need. Here, we'll take one of these and grab it in, put it into our storage location. Oops, empty slot. Because let's make it a little more extreme here. Just because I don't like the fact that I fixed this. That's not what I wanted. And there. Okay, we got the behavior controller, and then we can now go there. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Get that out of the way. And pause, and this is what always happens if you... Okay, so I illustrated the point. If one of these is empty, then it will always have a tendency to do this. So this is why you need to lock this up, so that you don't accidentally shift the metal bars that's an input onwards to the next. It's weird. All right, so here I'm just gonna make a really little, really small thing, but I'd really like to know how much I have stored here. So what we can do is we can just take one that says, it must be under math, counting things. It must be a math thing, right? I guess not. Subtract, add, what? Why unit? There we go, count out, Jim, the very, very first thing. And we're gonna be counting. What are we counting? The stuff that we want here. And we output the results. We output the result as a display. What does it do? And then when we execute it, it displays a big icon with how much is stored in there. This is how cool the programming is in this game. Like, you just have a really small thing, like something that in Factorio or something would be like, okay, you press the Alt button, but here's like, no, you make a little program that just does this little thing, and then we can move on. So what we have now is, oh, we have to start this one requester so it keeps going. What we have now is a very simple build, and we're gonna make it a little more complicated because this is kind of one of the things. Like for example, what if I wanted to have multiple here? That's kind of problematic, isn't it? What I also want to do is I want to have this dedicated metal hauler going here instead of just using this. So I want to say, I showed you how easy it was. I told you how easy it was. I'm going to say the pickup location is here. And I'm going to say the drop-off location is there. And then I'm going to start it, and I'm going to keep my fingers crossed to see if it is really that simple. I hope it is. I hope it is. These ones are just idle miners, but you don't want to have too many miners in this location, because then they actually overcrowded and you can't come pick up anything from it. So yep, that's something that's happened. So this one is transporting quite a lot. It has one of these storage storage that I found out in the world. So what it does is it outputs as much as possible, waits, tries to drop off, check if inventory empty, and then it keeps going. So now back to my question: what if I wanted more of these, right? Like I wanted to have a ton of these. Could I just make it into multiple? And then we actually have the issue. I'm just gonna do it just to make it a little bigger here. So now we just tripled it, and this is where we then get the big question: how do we get from here into all three of these? Because there's only one output, and that's a problem because you can't. Good night, and that was it for today. Now we're of course having a solution to this, but the solution is a bit clunky, and this is where I will show it to you if you are new, but then there might be someone who put many more hours into the game and have found a more clever solution to this. And if you have, then I'd like to hear it. So once all of these are built, they will, as you can see, they will be getting all of these. Actually, I think that I would want to also use this as a visual so I can see what they're building. I should have done that before copy pasting, but hey, can't remember it all. And the idea that we've come up with is that daisy chaining is an option. So I can set this here, and then you can go to the next, and you can go to the next, and you can go to over here, and you can go up there, and you can go up there, and you can go to the storage. Now, how the hell is that gonna work? Like, it works, but daisy chaining does have a bit of a limit, because it kind of limits on how much can this one at the transporter actually transport. And I don't know if there's a constraint. Got a comment that someone had done this with 20 in a row and it worked just fine. So maybe there is really no upper limit on how fast the transporters work. Maybe there is, but at least this works, but it only works because it's daisy chaining. And what we've now done is make a little build here, and each of these have 2. Now remember, they are probably not able to always keep up, if I'm thinking about it, because this is building on a 6-second cycle, and this is building, and it needs 2 of them, so it's going to be a little bit too quick. It should be 4 of these builds to 3 of the other builds, and then it would fit perfectly. I guess we can do that just to sort of, in the name of building at ratio. I can do this, but it just looks even more awful then. But yeah, whatever. It'll be this way. And you can see how quick they actually come in. And we have this one. Oh, developers, if you're listening, please change that sound. That when a building is building, it is not a. I know it's probably supposed to be a drilling sound, but that's not what it comes across. It comes across as a early 2000 cell phone being too close to a speaker, and that's not, for someone who was alive in the early 2000s, then that's not really a pleasant sound. That panic when there started coming interference between your phone and the speaker nearby, and that's the throwback. So anyway, more drilling, less interference noise. Anyway, what we've done now is that should be, I think this ratio should be okay. And you can see they can also do diagonal, but they can't do more than 1 tile yet, because, and now I'm going to be showing you a hint of things to come. Advanced logistics. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Item transporter enables automatic transfer of inventory directly between any buildings or unit in range, and it says it's range 3. I like range 3. And that is compared to that one. It says range 1. So it can actually be throwing them 3 tiles. That's basically you could call it a long-handed inserter. So that's something we can enjoy. Now we have everything filled up. You can see this fills up first here, and we have this one marked for with 160. So we now have enough of this. Now I am going to do the bit of the same and take the builds that I built last time and then rebuild them in a better way, because we have space in here for building that. So these metal plate builders are serviced now by the by logistics bots, which is not great, and if we could replace it, that would be great. What I can also do is I can look at the build for, let's have a look. Why do we not build it? I need somewhere where we have one of these. Yes, this is the only way to look at it. You don't have it would be nice to have a codex where you can look up recipes without finding an assembler that's attached and then going in here. What is it we want to make? Oh yeah, we want to, no, what? What is it we want to make? We want to make, huh? What about the silicon? Oh, is the silicon actually in here? Oh, right. Silicon is here. And the small wire here. Okay, so that's fabricators. That's pretty good. But we do have a little thing with that. So we could build the silicon and the fabricators in buildings like this. But if we did, there would not be enough space, especially for the coils. So we're going to need to have something that has more storage. Like this one. No, this is only 1S. And I want to have two small ones in. Yeah, so I guess we can use this one. What is this? That's a 2M on a 2x2. That seems really big, but it has a big storage though. And then we of course have the re-simulator that we'll be building in the next episode, as we just kind of build a little more of this. And we're going to start by building this one. This is a 2x1 unit. It has one M and one S. We're just going to use the two S's because that's what we need at this point. And then we are going to just figure out what we want to build inside this one. There. And let me see. We are going to request some fabricators. 2 fabricators in here. And we might as well also request one of these in here because we know we are going to need it. And then we could have one extra internal one. So you can also put an S into an M socket, medium size or smaller. There, we got it in here. So that will be making... There, we'll build the entirety of this first. This is going to be the simplest one, the silicon. Silicon actually didn't need to build here because it's 1 in, 1 out. But when we have 2 in, 1 out, then it's a bit more complicated. Let's see. I'm just thinking how that would be. Yeah, that's probably fine. I would definitely need 4 icons here. Okay, we'll build this one because it's the most complicated one. We'll go up to infinite of those. Yep. And I'll do the same thing for you. You're going to be doing infinite of those. And we're going to be marking it here. Anything else that we want to set before we copy paste it? Well, we're definitely also going to need one of these. And let me see. If I wanted to have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 of those. Then I can build it here, I guess. And I would have to build something like... Oh. And right click, and then you can build it there, I guess. Okay. And we'll need to make some adjustments to this once it's done. Oh, look at this. This is because it's part of the network. I don't want it to be part of the network. But it does have the advantage of doing this. Because now I will have this locked in. Because I want to make absolutely sure that I don't have any more. This one is going to be a different one. It's not enabled. So this will just request silicon. There. And wait 3. Request. Is it called silicon? Or is it silica? I think it's actually silica in this game. Silica sand. There. And this is also not working. Because that's not going to be silica. There, copy to the other ones. There we go. That should be fine. And I, at this point, realize that I also need the other one. Okay, and I think you're ready. Yes. So we can copy this as well. 2, oops, 3, 4, 5. That seems like a good number. And this one is also going to be done. That. This one is the count behavior. It also needs to be changed. I'll fix the slot 2. Maybe a lot of these things can be automated a little bit later, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. And the behavior should just be enabled. Interesting that it defaults to metal plate. It shouldn't be defaulting to metal plate. Oh, right. It should be defaulting to metal plate. Never mind. It's me. That's the thing with programming. Like, it's 99% of the time, it's because you did it wrong, not because of anything else. This will be iron plates. There. We'll request these in. So, yes, despite the fact from here to here, then that's something we want to request in. And that's going to be request metal plate. Yeah, you can hear that sound, right? Yeah, changing the name is not enough. We also need to change the item. There we go. This is locked in. Fix it. You're fixed as well. They're fixed. You are requesting. Request silica. And this one is requesting it as well. Good. Then we are going to set the output and the output. So they are now going into the first one. And from... So the silica is... Oh, the silica is coming in now. Good. And it's being thrown in here. And we have started production. Great. Then we can start working on the next one. Over here. Over there. And getting the last one. I don't like the behavior. Why is it... has that icon? There we go. And now I also have the last one. Get in here. And you go back to our storage location. And this one is now going to be filling up we'll just see all these bouncing all the way through. So they go from this input and that input, go into this location, and they will just shovel all the stuff forward in here, and oops, down here. It might not be able to keep up, and the reason it's not keeping up is of course because it's the silica sand. And if we have one here, look at that, we actually have a silica sand builder here. And let's have a look at what this one has. It has 1 pickup, 2 pickup, and then it has 1 drop off at this location there, and then we have waiting. So it's basically the same. This one has 2 pickup locations. Oh, it should actually have kept the 2 drop off locations. Never mind. We are going to make sure that we have, why are there 4 locations? All right, we're gonna still do the drop off there. And drop off location P4. Yes, we just don't highlight the P4 at this one. So this is a location for pickup. You have hit there, you have hit there, and you are targeting in that location. This is the one we did before, and unfortunately this is already empty. We're going to take our silica hauler here. This will go to that location, and then it'll go to that location, and then it'll go to the drop-off location, which will be here, and then it'll go to another drop-off location. Let's have a look. We press N to follow it on its merry path. And this is like, once you get used to this way of programming little programs like this, this is not complicated. I mean, it depends on who you are and what you're to. But if it's too complicated, you can just copy straight from what I do. And as we make more advanced programs, we will definitely be making them available to everyone here. Now you can see we have a dedicated hauler between these 2 locations. There we go. It drops off, and then it sort of idles here until it is able to send all of it. And you can see all the little silica is bouncing between all of these. I love that little bounciness. And then we can see that it's all filled up here. The only thing we don't have is we could have one of these. This is just going back and forth all the time, but we could have a dedicated one that bounces back and forth between these. That would be easy as well. And again, that's just adding it here. And then we have another little build for this one, and I want to build just one more, which is going to be even simpler because that's the only thing we're missing. That is the silica ore. So let me just build that so we can see it. So now we built it. It's pretty much the same, but what we're missing is we need to, well, this one has actually activated already, and we need to assign it up there, and we just do the data chain of all the way through this process. Now I'm really curious about if anyone has like a better idea for how to solve this. Then we have our delivery bot. Where are you? I'm also just expanding. This one is out, so I have brought my deconstructor robot up here. That one, and then I can take number 4 and get you to this location to hopefully pick up stuff, and you can go back again. Now, where is my little... Oh, there you are. That is my bot. You will need to get some changes. Let's see. This one doesn't exist, so that will now go to that as the second pickup, and then as the first drop off. Let's take the first drop off being the closest one, and the second drop off being the furthest one. Yeah. And now we have that set up. Let's have a look at how that works. And you are coming in here. Let's have a look. Where are you? You are there. Oh, you did pick up something. You didn't pick up enough. Why not? That's probably because it just didn't have enough, right, to pick up. There isn't a whole lot of space here. All right, where are you? Where's the hauler? There you are. Okay, you dropped off here something here. Great. And then it goes, and it's empty. Yep, warning under attack. Oh no. Ah, no, run away. Run away, little one. Run away. Run away. Oh no. Run away. And if it makes it, I think it lost them. Yes, perfect. And then let me just show you another thing that we have in this, another little program. That's perfect. See, just as this one comes online and everything is working, kind of, then let me just pause that here and see if something happens nearby. Hold on, I said, Oh yeah, you were just moving to your thing. Oh, what is that one doing? What is that one? Ah, there's a cub. It's following. It's following. Where's it going? What is it doing? What is it doing? Look at that. I have built a repair bot. So this one is a repair component, and it scans for anything that's damaged, finds the damaged one, moves there, and just basically, look how easy it is. It just basically scans for anything that's broken. If it is, set that as the context, and then it goes over there and heals it. Isn't that awesome? Maybe you need to stop exploring that aggressively as you did it. I thought that was pretty damn cool. And is it working? Okay. Did I just mess this up? Oh, yeah, I get it. Okay, I get it. Fix item to something else. Probably to that one. And fix item to that one. And fix item to that one. All right, well, that's going to make it actually work. And they are now heating up, and we can see we have 13 of these, and they are working. This will quickly fill up. We could, if we want more, we can put more storage in sequence. This is counting to, how are you counting to 100? Oh, because you disabled. All right, now you count to 160. Perfect. And you are counting. Brilliant. All of it is working. I think that's basically it. One thing though, I know that I've now built a dedicated hauler for inbound. And if you have a dedicated hauler, you don't need to have this behavior with requesters, because the hauler will take care of it. But in this case, I'm just showing the different ways. You can either do it like this, where you just basically have a requester and then make sure that your generic worker bots are just taking care of this, as is the case almost right there. And or you can set it up in a way that it is dedicated hauler that goes back and forth between a miner location and a provider location or requester location. I hope this was useful in getting sort of your mind around how this game works in terms of logistics. If you are very much experienced in this and you have a good idea, then by all means, I'd love to hear them either during my live stream, which is yeah, I don't know, depends. I want to live stream more, or in my Discord with screenshots and all that stuff, because it's really difficult in a YouTube comment to sort of code by comment. Don't think they even that exists. So thank you very much everyone for following along all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit the like button. It means a lot to me, and I am super happy that this is a game that has sort of activated the community as much as I am activated about this as well. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.